Fauci's been getting fucking to the fire right now.
Oh, dude, his Freedom of Information Act shit. Did you see that? So they released all these emails because they knew that they were going to get Freedom of Information Act requests, like where basically if you're like a public whatever.
Oh yes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And so they were like, here's all these ways that we can essentially like change names and like in someone's name, because they'll search your name or whatever.
The gist of
they
it,
make like the S a dollar sign because they go like they'll never search for this guy's name if the S is a dollar sign. So then in their emails, they're like, they just like will change the names up and stuff so that they'll never find them.
But they did that in an email.
But they were doing that in emails, and they just, I guess maybe they were, I don't know. Anyways,
they just like slipped up the same way that like criminals slip up.
Yeah, Fauci was doing shady shit.
But the whole thing was to try to basically obfuscate the part that he did gain of function. And you kind of look at the way that was like, they were sort of saying that Obama basically said they can't do these like gain of function, which is when you try to create viruses so you know what to do with them when they come, which seems how like every apocalypse movie starts. Sure. You know what I mean? It's like, and
like the social distancing thing, like
that's the second part. So just the gain of function thing, just to finish that, was basically, then they changed the definition of it so they can still do it, but they're like, well, it's not technically. It's like you're doing the same thing. They just sort of changed the definition. The terminology, they did all these Weasley stuff, but then basically when he became the main guy, he was like, we need to cover up all this shit.
Yeah.
And then, then there's stuff where you're
the social distancing where they're like, where did that come from? And he's honestly like, I don't really know where that came from. Like, it wasn't a scientific thing. He's like, he honestly said, he's like, I don't really.
I just kind of made it up.
Well, I don't even think he said he made it up. He's like, I think it was just going around and we just went with
it. And it was like, duh. Everyone fucking who's watching this thing with a brain kind of saw that already.
Like the first 2 weeks of COVID. And
it's like once you changed your mind 3 times in the first month, we were like, okay, this guy's winging it.
And then all the George Floyd protests where you're like, these are fine. And then you go, okay, this is nonsense.
Okay, you're winging it.
Yeah, you're winging it. This is nonsense. But yeah, like that was like one of the main ones where they were like, he's just like, yeah, I don't know where that came from. And the mask stuff was crazy. And like, I mean, they did real damage. Like all those kids who lost a year of school, like when you lose a year of school when you're 6, like that's a big deal. It's not like fucking missing your last year of high school. Like you lose, like you developmentally, like that's a big chunk.
Do you think there is behind the scenes deals getting taken place with like high Republican people and high Democrat people being like, listen, like we're playing a bad prisoner's dilemma right now where we're going to put Trump in jail, your guy in jail, this guy in jail. Like we all need to take this easy. Or do you think that like there's like an arrogance on the deep state sort of apparatus being like, I hope these guys mess with us? They're like, oh, we'll put Fauci in jail. They're like, you think we care about Fauci? He served his purpose. Good riddance.
Yeah, put him away.
Yeah, put him away.
I don't know.
I think Fauci's just going to get yelled at in Congress a little bit.
I don't think anything will happen with him. I think he'll just have his like reputation destroyed.
To people that
who probably already are like, and you know, some people who are kind of maybe like middle of the pack who like didn't have a huge opinion on it maybe, but again, he's not an elected official. I'm sure he'll get some fucking board seat on some pharmaceutical company. I mean, he's like 80. Like it's not like I'm sure he doesn't want to work that much anyways anymore. So it's like he'll just live out his years and
but it's not really about him. It's more like, to me, he isn't the thing. I mean, it's more just like he was under the bidding.
But he was under Trump. Right, like that's the whole thing. Is like he was. I know his position actually.
I'm less concerned with who the actual president is because I'm like becoming more and more.
And he had that position before Trump, so it's not like Trump appointed.
Dude, there's all the people that are fucking really pulling the strings. I don't know. It just seems like obvious. There's so many of these like. You know, you think the director of the CIA doesn't have like the president can't do shit. They
fucking killed JFK. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
These guys are mean business.
Yeah. They're literally unelected officials who will like kill a president if they become inconvenient.
Fauci told the Republican politicians that the 1 meter distancing rule just sort of appeared.
Yeah, he goes.
Fucking goof.
Yeah, who said that? Goes, honestly, I don't remember. She was so crazy back then.
But that's why I felt like there is a little bit, as much as, because I feel like to some degree, Trump's spell isn't as hot. Like I know a ton of guys that were kind of like Trump guys on the internet that now they're just like, I mean, he spent more than anyone. He just as much as the next guy right after. He didn't build the wall and he loves fucking Israel.
And he loves, the vaccine.
He loves the vaccine. He loves Israel. Like he's sort of, so I feel like to some degree, a lot of people that were, you know, trying to be sort of like honest people or whatever, he lost their vigor, that's for sure. And it's hard to keep someone's vigor for 8 years.
But again, you go, okay, well then vote for Biden.
But I feel like this is igniting people's vigor a little bit because they're just like,
But again, I don't know which side.
It's a new vigor.
I don't know politically though, like which side benefits from this, because like I don't know if this is a huge Republican win or it's.
I don't think anyone thinks there's a ton of great options right now on the table for American politics.
It's crazy that Michelle Obama right now
Not familiar.
is like in the betting markets has higher odds of winning the election than RFK Jr.
RFK's not winning. Yeah,
But I'm saying he's running. She's not even running.
that is interesting.
Like she's not running.
She's
You're
just
right.
like,
I guess the idea is she'll be Biden's
a
replacement.
lot of people think that.
Yeah. But like she's not running. She's said she's not running.
I think for people that are kind of like this, the whole thing looks corrupt. They're just like, good news. We have like a new candidate, Obama's wife.
Yeah, so you'll get 4 years of Obama. 16 years of Obama, 4 terms. Because everybody thinks Obama's pulling the strings right now. So it's like, it's like Obama's currently the president, and then there'll be Michelle Obama for 4 more. You'll get 20 years of Obama.